Welcome to Khanty-Mansiysk, where 128 chess players from all continents are taking part here in Siberia in the World Cup. This is the second time that the World Cup has taken place in Khanty-Mansiysk, and here you can see pictures taken just before the beginning of the first round. You see the players, the arbiters, and other FIDE officials getting ready for the tournament. The games have now started. The top three seeds are Ivanchuk from Ukraine, Mamedyarov from Azerbaijan, and Rajabov from Azerbaijan. Also taking part are three ex-world champions, Khalifman, Kazimjanov, and Ponomarev. Here you see the governor of Ulkrua province, Mr. Filipenko, and the president of FIDE, Mr. Kirsan Ilomzhinov, watching the only woman taking part, Miss Zhu of China, who is playing. Mr. Khanty-Mansiysk from the USA. He played a match for the World Championships against Mr. Karpov in Lista. Here is Mr. Gwazi from Zimbabwe, the African champion. He played in the first round on board 4. Here is Mr. Khalifman playing Mr. Belov from Russia, being watched by Mr. Filipenko and Mr. Ilomzhinov. Afterwards, a press conference took place with Mr. Filipenko and Mr. Ilomzhinov. Mr. Ilomzhinov thanked Mr. Filipenko for all the hard work that Khanty-Mansiysk had put in for the World Cup and also for the excellent opening ceremony. Mr. Filipenko thanked Mr. Ilomzhinov for allowing Khanty-Mansiysk to have a World Cup this year and in 2009 and the Olympiad in 2010, and said that there were 4 players from the Ugar region taking part in the tournament. The chief arbiter, Mr. Faik Abbasov, and his deputy, Mr. Ashok Vaidapatrian, was joined by 8 other arbiters. I am Gopal from India, playing against Kazimjanov in the tie breaks, which he lost. Lilo from the Philippines. He lost to Bacro in the first round, which was not a surprise. Iturizaga from Venezuela, who had eventually arrived. Now we see Mr. Elkhindi, who provided the shock of the first round by defeating in the first game Ponomarev. Ponomarev came back in the second game and then won on tie breaks. See ex-world champion Khalifman playing against Belov. Belov won the playoff. Andreasen, the ex-world junior champion, he lost his playoff match against Onishuk, but gave him a hard fight. Here again is Kazimjanov. Behind is Filipov of Uzbekistan, so 2 Uzbeki players. And here Mr. Nguyen Ngoc Truong Song playing Luc Van Bailey. Luc Van Bailey won in the playoffs. The big story of the playoffs was Nigel Short's loss to Baramitsa of Germany. Baramitsa turned up to the first game with only 55 seconds on his clock. Nigel Short had already thought he had probably won. And he lost the first game and only was able to draw the second. Baramitsa was very lucky in that he was sleeping and woken up by someone who came to check his minibar.
I mean, my opponent is not a bad player at all, but if I were to play him a 10-game match of classical chess, I would fancy my chances of victory. But unfortunately, we're not playing 10 games of classical chess. We're playing 2 games, and then we're into this chaos. And on the day. I wasn't good enough. I mean, it was, there are these things when you play these quick time controls. Everything 20 years ago or around about I played in the English Rapid Chess Championship, and I scored 11 out of 11. And I mean, this is. It's partly a function of age. Actually, I would never score this in classical chess.
Okay, the tournament is one of the strongest Swiss Opens we've had for a long time. Of course, this is now quite an important tournament because it feeds into the World Championship cycle. It will also allow FIDE to come back online with the Unity plan, which started last year with Elista, the match between Kramnik and Topalov. We will now see a very strong tournament, very well organized, lots of, I would say, backing and support by the local organizers. So I think that everybody will have an enjoyable time, and at the same time we'll see some good chess.